Today I felt like I was in a rut in life. I woke up at 10:30 and all I did was lay on my beanbag. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew was I didn't like the feeling and I wanted to be out of it. And I think most people have been in a rut before. One thing that helps me get out of it usually is doing some exercise. So I thought to myself, why don't I exercise? But the second thought I had was, what if I just don't? What if I just keep laying here on my beanbag? But I couldn't let that idea stand in my head. My third thought to myself was, okay, the only respectable thing I could do if I'm not going to work out is take a cold shower. Because a cold shower is far worse. Oh my gosh. I've only taken a couple cold showers in my life and never legitly, I would say. You hear it online all the time, like cold showers are great for your life, and I wanted it to like shock my body. But whenever I take a cold shower, I'll do it at not all the way at the cold level or not the entire shower, because when I experience that, I can't believe anybody else actually does that. There's no way a human can survive the all the way coldness of a cold shower, which is not true. And I had this mindset and this belief of mine that, like, because I've tried doing it and it was so bad that my cold shower, I react to cold worse than everybody else. So it's okay if I don't take a cold shower because it's worse for me, which is just not true. So today was the day I was going to finally try and get over that and take a legit all the way cold shower for the entire time. But the shower also had a secondary motive. See, I've been meaning to cut my hair for honestly 2 months now. It's the longest it has ever been. And so it was gonna be a duo thing. I was gonna take a cold shower, but I was gonna cut my hair first. And maybe like subconsciously, it was just to hope that I didn't take that cold shower. But I've been meaning to cut my hair. I cut my own hair. So I went in the bathroom, I pulled out the scissors, and I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to cut my hair, because normally when I cut it, it's it's pretty simple. I'll just take off like an inch or so across my entire head. But this time, since it was so long, I wasn't sure the hairstyle I was going for. So I just started cutting, which probably isn't the right mindset to go into, but it's my belief that you only have a bad haircut for a week. You know, I mean, I guess you could have some like crazy, like different haircut, and it depends on the situation. But for me, it's like if I get a bad haircut, give it a week, it'll be fine. You'll get used to it. So it's now cut, and it's like a hairstyle I've never had before. I mean, not drastically. I'm imagining my brothers listening to this and like, oh my gosh, what is Parker's hair like now? Is it totally different? No, it's 90% similar. It's just like my bangs, I guess you call them, is slightly longer. Maybe it isn't, honestly. Maybe I'm just thinking about it, but I cut my hair and now I'm dreading the cold shower. Not really though, because so this was my plan, okay? My plan was to not think about it. As soon as I finish cutting my hair, I go straight into the shower, turn it on, and embrace the cold. So that's what I do. There's only a second or two of me processing everything, and it is, oh my gosh, dude, so cold. I haven't been in this cold water since I was probably like 15, going to scouts, doing a polar bear is what we'd call them, where you basically go under a waterfall or in a river that, like, during winter, or at least when like the nearby pond is frozen over, and you just see how long you can stay under the water. I mean, not like see how long you can stay, because then you get hypothermia, but it's like a rite of passage when you do that sort of stuff and scouts or hiking. This was, holy crap, it's so cold. And it probably wasn't as cold as that experience I just mentioned, but it's the fact that it's in your own home and like you're not out camping that just makes it so much worse. So I'm like, I guess not hyperventilating, but I'm just like breathing hard, like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna survive this? It was very cold, but I'm glad I did it, and I did it for the entire shower. I mean, I guess not. I mean, it depends how you look at it. I did it, and then I got out of the shower, but I realized there was still some like hair on my neck from taking the haircut. So I actually took a second shower, and this time only like half of it was cold, just because like you probably don't take as good of a shower if you're freezing to death as you do normally. So we've now taken the shower, and I've actually been planning this entire time to work out as well. So the shower was originally meant to be a substitute, right? But I figured, why the heck not? Let's just go work out. So I do some push-ups, some pull-ups, a little bit of delt work, and I feel great. I'm productive. I start working on my video. I'm feeling good. Like the shower, like, oh my gosh, it feels so good after. You feel accomplished. Your body is just moving. But it doesn't stay like that for the entire day. I start doing speed runs, specifically ranked speed runs. Basically like racing somebody on the same world with the same luck, to see who the better speedrunner is. And I think I've been playing well, honestly. I've had some good paces, but I've been on a massive losing streak, which isn't great because I think I've realized lately that or at least for today, that so much of my mood has been dependent on speedrunning. So I've been on a massive losing streak, and my mood has been on a massive losing streak as well. Nothing like crazy. But around lunchtime, I find myself back on the beanbag, having an existential crisis, thinking, what am I doing with my life? What do I want to do? Like, I don't want to do anything. I'm feeling bad. I just lost my ranked speedrun. And I don't know where this story is going, but what I can tell you is that at this point, the second slump that I fell in, I realized I had not spoken to another human being the entire day. I said hi to my roommate as he went out on a run, but that doesn't really count, okay? And I think, especially the position I'm in, where my job is inside, I need to be very cognizant of the fact that I basically need to make sure that I'm talking with people, and I don't get sucked into just like editing and playing Minecraft in my room all day. I need to make sure I'm getting outside. So I hop on a call with some speedrunning friends, and that was great. I think I really needed that. I did some more speedrunning though while I was in the call, which probably wasn't the wisest move. I mean, so most of the time we'll like speedrun while we're in call, and I'll do that too. But in this particular instance, I was doing ranked speedrunning, and it divided my attention a lot because you don't play as well if you're trying to hold a conversation, and you don't have a conversation as well if you're trying to play. So my conversation and my speedrun just died. They just both died. So I stay in the call a little bit longer to chat with people, which is nice. But I fell back in that rut, that existential crisis. What am I doing with my life? I feel like at this point in my life, I have to create and find a direction for myself to go, which is totally opposite to how the rest of my life has been lived. You know, growing up, you go to school, and for me, school was everything. But now I feel like I have to find a direction in life on my own. I have to find my own things that I want to do. Like, what are my goals in life, which I struggle with. And having graduated and doing YouTube on my own, I don't, like, all of my basic needs are met, and I'm not tied down at all. So it's really up to me how I spend my life, which can be a tricky thing at times, I guess. So I hopped off the call that I was on with Discord friends speedrunning and stuff, and just went for a walk. And that has, I think, gotten me a bit out of the rut that I was feeling in. I feel like recording these videos and even just like speaking your thoughts out loud. I'm a huge proponent of that. I've been doing that for a long time. Just kind of, it's almost like a journal, a voice journal. I just kind of speak whatever's on my mind, and it's cool to look back through it, and I feel like it helps me process my thoughts about the world and how I live life. And I like making these commentary videos, and the hardest part for me though is just like knowing what to talk about. I would make a lot more of these commentary videos, but I mean, I don't always have a story to tell. I don't always have a new PB to analyze. Today, I guess I did have something to talk about, feeling in a rut in life, which is which is going to happen at some point or in another, because I mean, everybody's human, I guess. I assume everybody. I don't. Maybe I'm the only person that goes in ruts occasionally, but I highly doubt it. I think if you get into these moments, it's more about how you deal with it. You know, it's not a bad thing that you feel down in a given day, or that your emotions change. You know, that just happens in life. I think there's a lot to be said for just how you recover and respond to things. This is again all about my philosophies in life and stuff, which I guess is just what I'm interested in talking about today. I like to think of life as a synonym for change. This is like a way of thinking that I've sort of developed over the past couple of months, because like everything does change in life, you know, even the people that you talk to. Like for me, I used to talk to a ton of people in high school that I don't ever talk to, you know, and relationships wax and wane, but that's normal, and that's totally fine. You know, we're all gonna die at some point, and that's the biggest change to life, you know, the end of it. So that puts it all into context. Today also made me think a lot about like why I speedrun and what the point is, and if I'm just on a constant treadmill addicted to being speedrunning. I don't know, those are thoughts for later. If I post this, it's a little bit different. My tone of speaking is probably a little bit different, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found some bit of this interesting or valuable to your life, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Maybe go for a walk, that always helps. Maybe talk with people, that always helps. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go try to enjoy the rest of my evening and have a banger tomorrow. Peace. I played that well, though, except for the perch. The perch was abysmal, but... Let's go, baby! That was so good!